Alright, this can start now.
Alright.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Idle Stand Nation. The channel is dedicated to helping you discover new songs, artists, and groups to love. Whether you just got to K-pop today or for the past 20 years, we'll help you discover something new to love. I'm Jihoon, and I'll be one of your hosts for today. And we got Aura
Sup?
and Nick.
Hello.
So, this will be our first episode in this format, and hopefully we don't flub this up too much. So,
Hopefully it works. Hopefully it works.
yeah.
Face reveals.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Jihoon and I already had our face reveals, okay?
True.
True. So,
I should have had mine already, but KCON.
yeah, that didn't pan out as well as we had hoped. But,
Really did not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know where we'll play, so here's Nick, or here, somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere in this space.
No, so for the video, I'll just have like our names underneath each frame.
Good idea.
That'll work. So,
All right.
Are you ready to get this started?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah, never.
Well, yeah. Aura's always a struggle, huh? Every day's a struggle for Aura.
He really is.
Hey, I'm getting older every second, okay?
I mean, Aura's an old man of the group, so.
True.
I hate you guys.
So for our first topic, we got SuperM, a super group debuted by SM Entertainment with Jopping. Let's go ahead and start with the negative first. So Aura, take it away.
Why am I always the guy that's considered the negative? Okay.
Do you not have anything negative to say about Jopping?
I mean, I don't like it as much as I was hoping, but still, why am I always set as a negative? Why am I always set as... like, it's not that it's a bad song or anything, it's just not my style. It's basically like them going, hey, we're here, and like, we're here to take center stage. That's basically the song. They've got like fancy cars. They're coming in on helicopters. They're coming in on tanks, and it's just them taking center. I mean, there's nothing wrong, but they're also kind of like a ego waving song. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
It's catchy. The song's good. It sounds good. They've got a lot of like great vocals, great dancing. I do have a problem with the costume compared to the lighting, because the costumes make them blend real. All their costumes are dark black, and it blends really easily into a black background, kind of like Jihoon right now.
Yes.
With his black jacket to his couch.
Exactly. I'm the visual representation of that right now.
Exactly. Visually, that is bad. It's like if you have someone wearing a green shirt in front of a green screen, that just looks terrible. And that's kind of how I saw it. Because, I just hated that part. I mean, it is a powerful song. Like it had powerful vocals, powerful rap, but it just still wasn't my style. I know it's gonna top, straight up. We all know it's gonna top. It's gonna win awards.
Was it? I watched it 75 minutes after it released, and at that point in time, it already had been paused at almost 500,000 views.
Yeah.
So,
It was paused there for like 4 hours.
Yeah, it was
And
paused
then
for
when
a while.
when it unpaused, it had 17 million.
Holy jeez.
Yeah, so we already know it's gonna chart. It's gonna do well. I have a lot of the same opinions as Aura, and there's also a few things too. Like for me, it felt really kind of dated. As far as like the visual themes and whatnot, it felt like it was really like 2007, and even the song too. Well, not the song structure, but with like yeah, even like the themes in the song itself. But again, it's not to say that it's a bad song. Actually, no, I actually enjoyed the song. Like
Hmm.
with Mark's rap or came in the like when he came in at the bridge.
Yeah.
I thought all of that was done really well.
Hmm.
Um, Visually, I just felt it was very cheesy, over the top, really over the top. Um, so I mean, and again, for me, that this comes from the fact that I've seen a lot of this before. So
I've seen a lot of it in J-pop. It's still pretty prominent in it, especially in like EXO not EXO, Exile.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
So
and even American pop too. So Nick, correct me if I'm wrong. This is also a collaborative effort with an American label, right?
I believe so. Um,
Columbia, was it Columbia Star or something like that? I can't remember, but there's an American label involved. And once I read that, it started to make sense to me because this visual style, you saw this as very prominent in American pop a while ago. So yeah,
right. Yeah.
so
I would. I mean, I would have to fact check it, but I'm pretty sure there's a collaboration there because it is so American like pop influenced
yes,
that I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
so that's why for me, it just I had to I don't know. I'm gonna say with the or just less. I guess I'm indifferent. We'll go with that. I'm indifferent. So
okay.
go ahead and
So next
rescue us.
turn,
Yeah,
next turn.
rescue us with
So
telling us on how awesome it is.
I really liked it, honestly. You know, since I'm not a big like visually like MV type of person,
Hmm.
um, you know, I could focus a lot more on the like musical aspects of the music, and seriously, like I was really impressed.
Okay.
Originally I came through, I was like, oh no, this is gonna be a train wreck. You know, there's a lot of different styles coming in from
Yeah.
different groups. I mean, you're throwing Shiny in with EXO and NCT, and it's just those are all completely different styles and completely different groups. And so, for a lot of it, I was like, you know, this is not gonna do well. Like, what could possibly their concept be? You know,
Hmm.
all of that stuff. And I'm really impressed. I really liked a lot of the musical aspects of it. Um,
Okay.
it was very like Jihoon said, it was very Americanized, right?
Mm.
And seemed very Americanized, but it also had things that made it uniquely Korean. You know,
Yes.
for example, like inside of the chorus, they had that kind of that chant going on. But if you look at the layers to the musicality, there's many more layers inside of that chorus than there would be inside of a typical American chorus.
Okay.
Um, or a typical pop chorus in general. Um, the bass line was also pretty unique, and I found myself listening to the bass, which I almost never do.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah. Same.
Especially because at one point in the song there was a little bit of music theory here, but it was descending triads, which basically means like if you've ever sang "It's Do Mi Sol" in music, but that it descends over time, and it makes a really unique sound inside of their song. So I really enjoyed
Okay.
it. Is it something that's going to go on my playlist? Probably not, honestly.
Right.
Um, just simply because two things. One, I'm much more ballad favored.
Hmm.
I prefer like slower songs, but also simply because I don't feel like this is a good song to break up that kind of my playlist like that.
Hmm.
You know, I don't want to be listening to like IU go into
And then
go into Super M and then go back to Taeyeon, right? Like that's
yeah,
that's just a little bit too much for me, you know. So,
yeah.
but
I
I
mean,
definitely like the song.
yeah. I mean, like, it is interesting that you guys do bring up like the American influences. Cause I did show my friend this song, and he doesn't listen to K-pop. He's not a fan of it. He's all about the American style music,
Hmm.
straight. Um, and he kind of makes fun of me for listening to K-pop. But it's whatever. What's your offense? But he said he actually liked the song. He and something else that like we kind of did. I brought up with him was like it kind of gave a Avengers-y
Yeah.
kind of feel, like how they're kind of gathering all the guys together from like different groups.
With these over the top
Especially-
entrances. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Like coming in via helicopter, tanks, as fancy cars. But I mean, the visual effects to bring them together looked great. Like they definitely put in like a lot of work to make it look good.
Yeah, this is a very high production, I guess, re-debut for these guys.
Yeah,
Definitely.
It is for me. It's just not what I expected, and I guess I was expecting something else, just because of some their other releases, and I just didn't really like how it just blended into the like background. But for someone who isn't into K-pop, or isn't into like this whole like analysis or deeper meaning kind of thing, they'll kind of like a general viewer, because that's how my friend is. He's not a big, oh yeah, music everything, or like all these other fancy schmancy stuff that we go into.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a regular dude who doesn't listen to K-pop. He liked it. So
Yeah, so it definitely has a greater mass market appeal, I guess, especially for like American audiences. So yeah.
yeah.
You guys got anything else you wanna throw in there before? Because I think we should probably get moving on.
I do not. I think we can
Let's go.
go forward.
So, because this next one, I really
He's getting
really
super
love the song.
excited.
Oh yes. So, ONEUS with Gotcha Lit. I'll be honest. When I saw that part, like the title Lit, I'm like, oh no. I was really dreading it, but it ended up being a very, very pleasant surprise. I actually love it. In fact, it's been a repeat since I first saw it. So that's been one of the 4 songs I have on my repeat rotation. So
Okay.
yeah, Nick, why don't you go ahead and get started on this one, or do I want to get started on it?
It sounds like you want to get started on it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I was waiting for that. That's why I didn't even start. I was waiting for it.
Yeah. All right. So, with this song, it has a lot of Korean folk music influences in throughout the song, and I mean, Nick, he was able to list off all the instruments, in fact, that they used in the song, and both the song and the music video is structured like a festival. With the costumes, the visual effects, the scenes, and just even like a lot of the vocal ad-libs that you hear in the song, all come from traditional Korean folk music or stage plays. So it's really like I find it really cool. Really, I love it, every bit of it. It was so exciting, very energetic, and I like going to festivals. When I was living in Japan, right? I love going to festivals. So my wife is the same way, where we dread like going to like large crowds or whatever. But when you go there, you get that energy, you feel all that energy, see all the people having fun, the laughter and whatnot. And this song does such a great job of portraying that imagery in the song itself. So I don't know. I mean, I think
He's in love. He's in love.
I'm a new fan. I'm a fan. So yeah.
Stan.
So, yeah. Nick, why don't you go ahead and take it from here?
So, like Jihoon said, I identified a bunch of instruments that traditional folk instruments that were actually present here, and there's a lot. A large part of the song is made up of those instruments, be it synthesized or not. Some of them. One thing I do think this music video, or the song, I should say, should have done better, is not overly synthesizing those folk instruments.
Right.
Those folk instruments don't exist very much anymore because they are specific sound. It's not a sound that really is replicated much anymore unless you're listening to folk songs, right? And there, for example, they in the song they used a gayagum, which it's a Korean zither, which it's a string instrument that you pluck.
I have a picture of it on the video.
Yeah, it's right somewhere over here. This is a gayagum, and they overly synthesized it to the point where it's not even really much anymore. The trail off is more electric guitar than gayagum, and I think they could have done better in definitely synthesizing that better, because honestly, when they went to plug it in, it probably didn't fit the sound very much.
No, it was probably
So-
unrecognizable.
Right, and so they synthesized it to the point where it sounded like it could fit the song better. But in return, they lost a lot of that, like the folk aspect of the traditional instruments. You know, I wish they would have used a more bass instrument for the actual bass. They just used an 808 synth.
Right.
Right.
But
Oh man, yeah, that would have been great. It
yeah,
would have been great if they did that.
because they definitely had bass instruments back then. It wouldn't have been, you know, I don't know how available they are, because, you know, I'm not that into Korean culture, but I don't, if they had their you know, if they had a chance to get their hands on it, I think it would have made this song, like, taken the song to the next level, you know.
Yeah.
That being said, I did like the music. It's interesting because you don't see a lot of people recreating this type of song, or this
Right.
this style, you know, the traditional format.
Right, exactly, the traditional themes and whatnot.
Right.
It reminds me of a Japanese group. It's a Japanese rock group. I don't remember their name from the top of my head, but they're signed with Avex, or they at least were when I first listened to them. But they use a lot of traditional instruments as well. So, but yeah,
And so, like, when concepts like these come out, they're always fresh. You know,
Yes.
it's something that you really can't get old of, like can't get tired of, because it's never old.
Yeah,
You know?
it's very timeless. I mean, that's the reason why, like, what was it, like classical music, right? Some of these songs were composed from 100 years ago, or hundreds of
Right.
years ago, and people still listen to them today. So,
Right.
yeah, there's definitely a timeless aspect to that.
And so, like, when we're talking about, like, traditional, like, folk music type of concepts, it's really nice to hear, and, like, something I can only think of one song relatively recently that I've heard of, you know, and that didn't even have folk instruments in it. It was just folk inspired. So I mean, as far as like that goes, right, this is something that I can actually probably call unique inside of K-pop, which, and I'm just gonna say it because, let's be real, everyone knows it. Unique is not something that really exists inside of K-pop.
Right.
There's so many artists
Yeah.
doing so many concepts, and so many of them overlap, that nothing's really ever unique inside of K-pop.
yeah.
This
You're
song
basically-
really is.
If you come out with a song that is like can be objectively said unique, you basically hit the lottery.
You basically win. That is a whole reason why Momoland is as popular as they are today. Because who was doing retro swing concepts, like electric swing concepts at the time? Nobody was. And so when Momoland came out, we're like, after their concept change, and we're like, hey, this is our concept. Everyone was like, yes, you know.
Yeah, because like electro swing was present, but nobody was like fully committed to it.
Right. It was like
As much
one
as they
song
would.
for a comeback, and then you move on. But
Right.
Momoland was like, this is our concept. This is our group concept.
Yeah, and they,
And
and
so
they
that's-
let that be like that main concept, because a lot of other songs they only incorporated elements of the electro swing, but they never actually had it as like their main sound.
Right.
At least
Right.
not that I can think of, anyways. There's maybe one group that's like a new group, whatever. So
In other words, Nick, better get on that.
If I don't know about them, I will soon. So like, yeah, as far as that goes, so I really loved it, and Yeah. That's
So-
kind of all I have to say.
This is the part where Aura just takes us back down.
What? I like
hated
this song.
it.
Okay,
Oh,
I like the.
Aura likes something.
Thanks for just sticking me in a bubble of me not liking anything.
You
I
don't like
actually liked it. I actually did. I wasn't a fan of the title. Similar to Jihoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
If he just stuck with Gacha, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
We're scarred. We're scarred about lit. Anything with lit in it, we're scarred at this point.
Pretty much. But no, I like this. Because it did remind me of how I talked about that band. Again, Link later. It was produced for that Japanese song that used traditional instruments. I actually really like that concept. It was really interesting and very unique in a sense, because you don't hear it that often. And then the setting was really nice.
Yeah.
They didn't like have a lot of settings. You could tell like it was in a studio, but like it wasn't moved around too much. They used what looked like to be very traditional clothing, but they also incorporated like, I think it was like martial arts in the video, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
they did have a martial arts fight scene in there.
Yeah, so I was like, so you're calling back to my childhood with the kung fu kind of esque martial arts deal. Don't get me wrong, it's corny, but for me it's like a good corny kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. It wasn't like trying too hard or trying to be like over the top. So, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I liked it. I think it added a sense of beauty to it.
Yeah.
And I also liked how they not only included the like traditional instruments in the song, but they also included them in the video, which for people who aren't familiar with the instruments, it's like, what instrument is that? They can visually see some of what traditional instruments they are, and which can allow people to learn more about the culture, or actually remember about the culture.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing, after my first time watching the video, the first thing that came to mind was, instead of sidekick, K Tiger Zero should have done this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
I could actually see them pulling this off really well.
Very
If
well.
they do it in a traditional theme, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean it goes so well with Taekwondo.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are we ready to move on?
I think so.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So let's see, Nick, you wanna take us into the next piece?
Really? All right. AKMU with their Guinness World Record for longest title in the world. Not literally.
The next song it's gonna be even longer, dude. Next song, you straight up know it's gonna be longer.
Next is gonna be 3 paragraphs and then a whole novel to say the title. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
AKMU's "How Can I Love Heartbreak." You're not the one I love. Or sorry, messed that
You're
up.
the one I love.
You're the one I love. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I read Jihoon's title and that threw me off. So Jihoon's title for AKMU is "How Can I Love Heartbreak? I'm Not Typing the Rest." And I literally was reading it and then I saw it and I was like, that's not it. And I tried to look down to ONEUS to confirm what the actual title is, and ONEUS is also that. So
okay, I just copy and pasted what Jihoon.
So did I. I thought he would put the actual title, but Jihoon pranked us. All right. So, AKMU's How can I love heartbreak? You're the one I love. All right. I want to throw it to Jihoon to see what he thought.
So I loved it. And so this type of song, um, you've heard us talk about mixing and mastering for songs a lot these past few episodes, and this one really nails it. I think. I love how the instruments you can really like hear all those like minute details. Um, just it really gives that organic feel that and helps for me anyways because like I think you guys are picking up on this. I'm one of those like um ex- experiential type of listeners. I want to be able to get immersed into the song. I want to experience the song, not just listen to it, and that really helps pull me into the song. And
Right.
there is a music video, but and it's very aesthetically pleasing. It's I love the pacing.
It's very blue.
It's very blue.
It's very blue.
But I found myself a lot of times I'm just like looking at the screen because I'm so busy just like being immersed into the song itself, or like especially when I have my headphones on and I was listening to it earlier. Again, just feeling all those little minute details, and not just in the instruments but also in your voices. They did a very good job with that. It is a very immersive experience into this song.
Definitely.
I mean, I don't know. I really got. I'll probably have to go it off of what other things you guys talk about because that's like the main thing that's just like sticking out to me right now. So.
So basically, you're gonna rely on us to try to fill it in.
Yeah.
He's gonna steal what we say, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Or you want to take it, or should I?
I mean, mine's gonna be short because I didn't finish it.
I remember that. He complained that it was so long.
It's a
I complained-
5-minute MV.
No, I complained that the title was long.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. I think you complained that the video itself was long.
I was
No,
like,
I
it's a
complained that the
5-minute
title was
MV.
long. Yeah, and I had to go and I had to leave before I could finish it. So I never finished it. So that's. I mean, it's what I listened to was very soothing, but I was alright with it. I wasn't super eager to finish it.
So basically, it was boring.
Not boring, just not eager. Just throw me under the bus.
You can just say it was boring.
No, I just wasn't interested. I just wasn't interested.
Yeah, it was boring. For Aura. Yep.
Whatever.
So for me, this is one of the few MVs I can actually watch in K-pop
Because of his eyes.
because it's all blue, and I can see blue, so it's perfect. It's like blue, white, some grayscale, some stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I can watch it, and that in itself already makes the comeback a perfect 10, in my opinion. But the song is like everything that I've been wanting to listen to lately. Those harmonies, like. If AKMU didn't have like the quality of their harmonies, it wouldn't be AKMU anymore. Those harmonies, I like. You hear idols like even when they're doing songs on stages or whatever, hit harmonies, and it just sounds perfect. But the thing about AKMU, and they've proven it, is that they can hit those all day, every day.
They're very consistent.
Yeah, especially being siblings. They know the ins and outs of each other's voices very well. Unfortunately, Chanhyuk didn't get a lot of time to show his voice in this, and that kind of disappoints me.
Yeah.
He had one thing, but I think the only reason he really sang that is because he was being ad-libbed over. He was being ad-libbed over, and so I think a lot of the reason that like he played second part is simply because his sister's vocals, right? inside of AKMU, inside of like Dinosaur, right, which was a very good comeback, mind you. He did a lot of the rapping, and so he does a lot of rap, and I think because of the ballad style, you know, obviously you really can't do that. You know, you can only do so much rap inside of a ballad,
right?
Before it becomes too much. And with the slow pacing of this song, it was just slow enough to where you can't really rap.
Yeah, it becomes more like a like spoken word.
Yeah, spoken word or sing rap, you know. And so, but I think the way he did use his voice, like, was really impactful. And like, to this part, to this day, I still think that was really the highlight of this song, is his part. Is because it's so... He's been so prevalent in the other comebacks. It's like giving somebody something only to take it away, right? Mm. And like you begin to really appreciate that, and like appreciate like him in inside of himself. Plus, also, he wrote that song when he was in the military. Ooh. When he didn't have access to any musical instruments. He sat down and wrote the song. No musical instruments, no pitch checking, no nothing. He wasn't allowed any of that.
Yeah.
And that's very impressive.
That's very impressive, and I think that's part of like what makes this song so good, with the kind of minimalism of the musical accompaniment. So.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so is this his first one since his?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
They have appeared on some variety shows since he's been back, and some radio shows since he's been back.
Okay.
But they didn't do anything new, no new things, just B-sides and title tracks. A lot of Dinosaur. But that's also because they even inside of Korea, they're very, very popular.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they always chart well.
Yeah, and and it's nice because they have a much more like indie kind of electric style sound. And Korea inside of itself, Korea inside of itself is not very there's not a huge market for that usually. Yeah,
the indie scene, you could almost say like Ball 4 and AKMU really just them and Kazukai, they really helped define the indie scene. So.
Mm-hmm. And so I think it's and on top of that, when you really listen to Ball 4 and AKMU, they might be grouped inside of indie, but indie is a very broad spectrum.
Yeah, very.
Ball 4 is very much more acoustic based. They have a really good acoustic and fantastic mixing for their acoustic tracks.
Yes.
Whereas AKMU is usually much more synthesized. There's a much larger prevalence of piano inside of their songs. AKMU plays around with the piano a lot, but it's something that works for them because of their soft voices, right? Which also highlights, the way they're able to switch into falsetto perfectly.
And speaking of their vocals, they're so good at painting that emotion into their vocals. And so the fact that Aura found this boring, again, just really.
I never said it was boring. Jeez.
It just really confirms that Aura has no heart.
I mean, I thought we already knew that, though.
Well, okay. I can agree I have no heart, but still. But I can appreciate certain songs. I just haven't gotten around to start finishing it. Okay?
I think once you finish it, it will very much change for you, that opinion.
Yeah.
Because honestly, the climax of the song after the second chorus is where becoming a really good song.
It's where it really kind of completes itself, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Also, for the few music theory people that do watch us, get ready to watch Jihoon and ONEUS sleep. For the few music people that do watch us, they ended it on a subdominant, right? So that means the they're usually you can only end it like, for example, if you're playing in C major, you know, you'll end it on a C scale. It just makes sense. It completes the music. But they didn't do that. They ended it on a Fa scale. So if it's in C major, which I don't think it is, I'm pretty sure it's in D minor. They ended it on a G major, and it was really, really nice to listen to, especially because it doesn't complete itself. They also had a riff at the end about Pachelbel, which was also kind of a homage to how Pachelbel wrote his music. So, yeah, timestamp here for when I'm done talking about this.
No, we'll leave this entire thing here, dude. Including the part where we start. Jihoon and I ignore you, dude.
Oh, dude, I haven't even made the episode on Suvi yet. Just get ready.
Hold on.
You saw my notes for that.
Which, by the way, you're limited to 2 hours for that.
Wait.
2
He's
hours.
offended. He's offended by the 2 hours.
Gotta give me at least 6.
Nope, you,
Alright.
you gotta make it work.
I gotta talk fast. So, yeah, in general, I mean, AKMU had a lot of callbacks to also classical era music, which was really nice to listen to. So, all right, I'm done. Jeez.
Okay. All right. So for this next piece, Hae Ri Heartache.
Oh,
So she's been in the game for a while.
yes.
Yeah.
I want to say it was 2008 was when she had her solo debut. I have to fact check that afterwards, but she's been in the game for a while, and she's fairly known for her poignant songs. And this, I'm really thankful that Nick brought this to my attention, because the song was very well done, and the music video too. So I don't know. Actually, let's have you start off with this one, or because I think you like the music video a lot, right?
Yeah. So the story for this music video was very interestingly done. So for anyone who has not watched it, just ignore my entire section, okay? If you have not watched the music video, just ignore my entire section.
Somewhere around here will be we'll just skip to. So,
Right.
let June do all the work.
Exactly. But no, for this music video, it was intriguing because it's a breakup song, obviously, heartache, and all that. It starts off in a very in a regular lighting or natural lighting, however you want to see it, where both the people are in regular light, and it also shows them apart a lot.
Yep. I mean, because they were texting each other.
Yeah, in the beginning, at least in the very beginning.
Yep.
And then slowly it starts showing images of them being together, walking in the park, eating together, around.
The way they had those scenes arranged was starting to become surreal, and over the course of the video too, right? It started becoming more surreal, I guess, towards especially once you get to the climax.
But you also notice that the hues start going red.
Yes.
I don't know if Nick saw the music video throughout, because Nick also colorblind.
I can't see red.
Yeah, exactly.
It did start going really yellow for me though, so I assumed it was
Right.
either green, yellow, or red. So
Yeah, so it started going really red, and red has very many different meanings, but you also see in the sky where there's I guess a meteor shower at the very end, and it could very much symbolize because you see them happy. You see all the joy that they are when they're together as they progress throughout the music video, rather than in the beginning where they're kind of somber, they're kind of
Yes.
sad. It's especially especially see it where you see them together around a happy house. That's the turning point for me. At least it was that it starts to become of the future could have been for them, you know, and basically because of the breakup, because of the heartbreak, it's basically the destruction of that future.
Yeah,
You know?
so the imagery is definitely a visual representation of what you're feeling internally, emotionally.
Yeah.
As you go through that
Yeah.
breakup. So
Yeah, like it's just literally it was so beautifully done, showing like even though like it shows the imagery in like happy, joyous occasions, the deeper meaning is that it doesn't exist, and it goes so well with the song. Like, I mean, okay, you guys are gonna hate me, or you're gonna make fun of me for this, just because I'm not a fan of this song. But that's only because I'm not in that area of my life anymore. I'm not, and because I'm not into this kind of song. Just because I'm not heartbroken, I'm not going through heartache. It's not a song I would listen to unless I'm going through a situation like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good song. I will admit that. But I'm not a fan just because I'm not going through that right now. I'm past that part of my life.
all right, Nick, do you want to take it next, or you want me to go?
Sure, I'll go.
All right.
All right.
Whatever.
So, like Jihoon said, I kind of just introduced them to this, and actually, I hadn't even watched it when I gave it to you guys.
Oh, wow.
But I knew who the artist was, from being into Vici, right?
Mhm.
And so I knew kind of what her style was, and I was like, this is something I also like. So I gave it to you guys, and I watched it kind of as I was giving it to you guys, and it's the storytelling in this MV is insane.
Mhm.
Especially because just based on the MV, they don't really tell you exactly what's happening until you really see it.
Right.
You see
Right.
people in a panic, and you see people kind of running around everywhere, and almost knocking,
Trying to get out of town.
almost knocking people over and stuff like that. But you really don't know what's happening. I mean, you can assume it's some kind of event where people have to evacuate, i.e., natural disaster. Yeah, as i.e. like natural disaster or post-apocalyptic or something like that. And and then once you really see it, you realize kind of like you realize like what's really going on, and it's honestly for me like the storytelling matched up so well with the MV, and I was really impressed. Even though like I'm sure a lot of like the visual effects usually don't translate to me, but
Because of his eyes.
yeah, so because a lot of the visual effects don't translate to me, it makes it really hard to connect to an MV. But I feel like I connected a lot better than I usually do, just through like the song in general. My limited knowledge of the Korean language helped me a little bit here, but not a lot. It helped me with key things such as like talking about where she was inside of like that part of her life and stuff like that. Obviously relating to the main character and whatever. But yeah, it was super cool to listen to. And so I have pretty good appreciation for this song. It's gonna go in my playlist, definitely. I'm not really at like Aura. I'm not really at that I'm not really at that part of my life right now, where like I'm going through like anything like that. But I've been there, and so I understand like kind of what that person is going through. And also I feel like there's a message of this song in such that like don't get too greedy, right? Because they were talking about how they're not supportive of, they're not supportive of each other anymore, and That the relationship is basically mundane.
Yeah, as they're growing apart.
As they were growing apart, right? And then the natural disaster happened, and you see in the end that they just threw all the care out the window, and they're actually happy again.
Yeah, as it was all coming to an end.
As it was all coming to an end, and I think that's kind of the key point is, don't take anything for advantage. If you have someone like that, it's a great part of your life, even if it doesn't feel like it at that moment, right? So, yeah. As far as that goes, it'll go on the playlist. It hasn't been on repeat. One of our quick shots has, but we'll talk about that when we get there. So, yeah, I'll throw it over to Jihoon.
So, much has been said about the storytelling for this song and the music video, and I can only really repeat on that. Again, for me, being being so into the experience of listening to a song as well as watching music video. Again, it was a very engrossing experience. I mean, when Nick put it into the chat and I was watching it, and I guess we were reacting to it at the same time, right? So, there was definitely a lot of these awesome details in there that really help pull you into their world. And yes, I've been there myself. Right now I'm married. Not trying to get to that. Again, right?
No, he is. Jihoon's wife, please don't take me seriously. Jihoon's wife, please don't take me serious.
You're gonna have a mad woman coming after you, dude.
So, but it is very very relatable, and having that experience too really does help with the experience of being engrossed into it. I don't know, for the music video itself. I don't know, it's kind of like I guess it kind of turned into a game for me after how Nick provoked me before watching. He's like, watch it and see if you get it before without looking at the comments. I'm like, got it, challenge accepted. So
Jihoon won.
I mean, I don't usually look at the comments. The only time I really look at comments is when you guys go, "Hey, look at the comments." I'm like, okay.
Because comments can be such a cesspool.
Yeah, they're finding those comments where because some people seriously just didn't get what was happening. And if you have literally zero knowledge of the Korean language and of kind of how Koreans tend to interact with each other, you wouldn't understand it either, because you're like, okay, these two people are walking, why is everyone in a panic, what the fuck is happening, especially to people that are newer K-pop fans. Like if they had just gotten in a month ago and watched this, even if I had just gotten in a month ago and into K-pop a month ago and watched this, I would be like, what the heck is happening,
I mean, I don't understand the language, obviously, so.
Right. And so the people that really kind of explain and make sense to the other people are really those wholesome comments that are really nice to read. Seriously. Because if they weren't there, I mean, understanding people that are new and understanding K-pop MVs, it would be very hard, because K-pop MVs are pretty much a language of their own.
Right?
With some groups.
All right.
I
think it's time to move on
to the next one.
Well, to our
music video of the
music video of the song of the episode.
Yeah.
Oh no.
How do I choose?
Do you want me to start?
Yeah. You start. Go ahead.
Okay. Outside of the title, I'm gonna go with ONEUS's Lit. Or Gotcha. I still don't like the title. Just saying, still don't like the title. But it's a good song. I think people would actually like it, especially for people who aren't as into K-pop. I think that they would like it. I'd have to go with ONEUS's Gotcha / Lit.
All right. Yeah. I mean, that's the one. That's one of the ones I'm having a struggle with, because between that and AKMU, oh gosh, and then when I think about it too, like um, Hae Ri's Heartache, or in our quick shots we were about to talk about as well, Mia's Insta Lover.
Mm-hmm.
Like all four of those, gosh. So
Uh,
I'm gonna go with ONEUS Lit, just based off of how much I've put it on um lately. So yeah, how about you, Nick? Have you chosen yet?
So I'm looking down, and what I'm looking at is my phone. But anyway, which has our schedule on it, and I liked all of these.
Yeah.
I'm deciding between AKMU's and Hae Ri. Because while I could watch the MV of AKMU, and while I could appreciate, because there was a story there too. We didn't talk a lot about it, but there was a story there too.
yeah.
Because I feel like Hae Ri's storytelling was so much better.
Yeah, it was so. I don't know.
It was just well laid out and perfect, you know.
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna have to go with AKMU. How can I love the heartbreak?
Okay.
You're the one I love.
Yeah. Nah,
So basically, the
because-
super long title.
Yeah, I otherwise known as ISN's How Can I Love Heartbreak? I'm not typing the rest. And simply because of Chinhyuk's vocals. You know, I feel like his vocals are very underappreciated in AKMU's side of music,
Mhm.
and those harmonies are so well done, and yeah, I just think I have to give it to them. So, the 80s close second though, almost,
Almost.
literally that much,
Yeah.
you know.
I can't argue with any of these picks. So
Yeah.
all right, so on to quick shots with Nick.
Taking
Nick's
Laura's
like,
spot.
what?
Well,
Alright,
'cause, like, so for those first two pieces, you would have more to say on those than I would.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Limesoda's Wave is our first piece for quick shots. Limesoda has come back with another song, and honestly, it's a bop. It's a big bop. Usually I'm not like super for like bubble pop concepts, but Limesoda is very good. I don't know what specifically makes me really love it. I think there is a lot of vocal blending, which I have been known to love
It's because
before.
they're Nugu. It's because they're Nugu.
Honestly, you're probably right. I was trying to avoid that, but you know, stand line soda, all right. But so, and I don't know like specifically inside of the music what makes me love it. There's a lot of vocal blending, which I really like, and honestly, if we were talking about it as our main topic, as one of our main topics, I could probably talk about it for quite a bit. But you know, these two don't have much to say on it because they didn't watch it.
I watched it.
How dare you guys? Appreciate.
I
the
did
new-
watch it. I don't know what you're talking about.
I watched it. I just
Alright.
had I just saw a lot of a better execution of Prism's chop.
That's rude. All right.
I did not say that.
that's
Don't
rude.
involve me in this. Don't involve me in this.
I'm a swing. All right. So that is Limesoda's Wave. Our next quick shot is Purple Beck's Dreamline. Purple Beck came back. I remember talking. I was super excited about this. It
Yep.
kind of let me down, but I will say I'm still very neutral. I went with,
It's not a bad song.
It's not a bad song. It's still a good song.
It's not great.
It's just
but
not,
it's not
the
bad.
Purple Beck quality I was expecting, you know.
Yeah.
Like we said before, I'm a person that goes in with very high expectations.
Yeah.
Especially if the group had a very successful comeback before. I go in with very high expectations of a group to make a similar comeback, and so I'm usually a person that gets let down a little bit at least. But
Always.
still,
Always. Yeah.
All right. All right. Now I'm getting thrown under the bus. All right, boys. Purple X Dreamline. Everybody go watch it because it's seriously a good MV. Both groups are pretty nuku, so go stand both of them. Speaking of nuku, on to Jihoon.
Yeah. So
Oh, Jihoon's a Nugu now. Okay.
I've never heard of her until Nick introduced her to us again. So Mia with Insta Lover, and I loved it. We actually did quite a bit of hyping up on that song in our chat. It's got a lot of those qualities that I love, and it compared to like Hae Ri's Heartache, it's not so heavy on the dramatic feels. It's actually a lot more chill. So if you want a chill song to kind of relax with, go ahead.
I will say, if you're going to listen to the song, I prefer you to listen to it with headphones on your phone or a portrait monitor.
Yeah.
It is built for phones or a portrait monitor. I watched it on my portrait monitor, and it was so good. It filled the screen perfectly. But if you're going to watch it on like a normal monitor or a TV or something like that, it's not going to fit the screen very well. It's going to be kind of small. So definitely go watch it on your phone if you can.
It's so fascinating with how it was like recorded, because it's very much similar to those Instagram stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
just like scrolling through someone's Instagram.
Yeah. So
yeah, and to pair it with what Nick said about the headphones, again, the mixing and the mastering of the song is so good.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, and just those small little organic details that pulls you in. So again, she's what was it? It was like at just a few thousand views. It's not very many. She's not very well known. So
I think I have it pulled up somewhere around here.
In other words, go check it out.
Yeah, definitely go check it out. I think it's at like 17,000 or something like that.
Yeah, so it's not a whole lot. She deserves a lot more love. And that being said, on to Aura.
Okay, so I am going to end it off with so Amber Liu, who was part of FX, or I guess you could still say she's part of FX because, you know, it's a weird thing. In my heart, she'll always be part of FX. I'm just saying. But she is having a US tour happening fairly soon.
Nice.
I believe her tickets went on sale either yesterday or today. October 4th, I believe PST time. So yeah, no, they went on sale. She's having a US tour, and you know, I don't remember the dates exactly, but I know that my city isn't one of them, so I kind of want to go. But yeah, just saying. But yeah, no, Amber Liu is having a US tour. I would love to see her. Just saying. And so this isn't on the list either.
All right, Aura comes through again.
Yeah, I seem to have all these extras that just start happening. That I actually remember. So Takayanagi Akane, a second generation SKE48 member. She's been in the industry for a while. On the 11th anniversary of SKE, she announced her graduation. So you know, I don't think that there's an actual date yet, as I know of, for this as of this recording. But no, she's announced her graduation. So I mean, I wish her the best of luck.
As always.
You know, yeah. She's my SK Oshiman or bias, whatever you want to call it. But no, I'm gonna miss her a lot. So just saying. But no. Yeah.
Right.
Cool. Well, I think this is a good time to end the episode.
Yeah.
Aura, why don't you go ahead and close the episode?
Alright, well, thank you for watching our first video podcast, if the video pod actually works. But yeah, if you like what we're doing, please like, comment, and subscribe. Down here we'll have descriptions of all the artists and whatnot in our description below, or links to the to the artist below.
There you go.
And
There you go.
I'm like, wait a second, that didn't sound right. So yeah, thank you for watching. This is Aura, Jihoon, and Nick, and we are out.
Bye.
See ya.
Adios.